Hello and welcome to GuiriGuru. I'm your host, Max Milano. It's 100 degrees out there, so I'm having a civilized pint of San Miguel, Spain's official beer via the Philippines. Check out the history of San Miguel, it's very interesting. So we're here today to talk about the fact that there comes a time in your expat life in Spain where a lot of you might want to start a business in Spain, right? It could be a bar, it could be software, it could be yoga classes, whatever it is, okay? And gone are the days of like, if you build it, they will come. And in a past life, before I moved to Spain, I worked in Silicon Valley in digital marketing for quite a few years. So I think I know a little bit what I'm talking about. So in today's GuiriGuru tip of the day, we're going to talk about the top 10 digital marketing tools that every expat in Spain needs to be using right now in order to get their online business or their real life business to succeed. Okay, so first things first, you need a proper website. Don't listen to your cousin or your cousin's kid. Like, oh, you need a Facebook page or an Instagram. No. You need a real website because it gives you credibility with your customers. It's what you need for SEO. It's what you need to show up on Google, my business, local business. You need a real website, okay? So saying that, how do you get a website, okay? Now, here in Spain, you'll see a lot of ads for like Ionos and all these like easy to use kind of websites. I wouldn't recommend Ionos or any of these, with the exception of Squarespace. Now, Squarespace is a great kind of pre-built kind of website. Has like these different modules that are kind of pre-built. And that one is, I've tested it, I've used it myself, is actually pretty good out of the box. Comes with a blog module and it's just pretty easy to use. So if you're not terribly technically savvy and you're not interested in hiring anyone, by all means, Squarespace has everything you need to run your website. Now, if you launching a more serious business and you want to have all the SEO tools and you need the real deal, then you gotta go with WordPress. Okay, WordPress Elementor is right now one of the best WordPress builders in the market. And once you get the hang of it, it's actually not that pretty easy to use. Once the site is built and they teach you how to do it, anyone in your team or you yourself could update it. But those are the two. WordPress runs 40% of the internet, so can't go wrong by using that. Okay. Tool number 2, you need to capture leads. Okay, so there's no point running any kind of promotion on your website or your social media or anywhere if you don't have a place where people can reach you by filling out a form, and also a place where you can keep lists of customers that have booked your services. And I mean, this is crucial. Okay, so I recommend the tool called HubSpot for that. Their initial tier is actually free and it has enough to get you going. It has forms, automatic email. So if somebody fills a form, they'll receive an automatic email thanking them, and also you can actually use it to send out a couple of emails here and there. HubSpot is great. There's other tools out there. There's one called MailChimp that I've also used that is pretty decent. Not as easy, not as good as HubSpot, not even close as good as HubSpot, but it's out there. And then if you absolutely just getting started, and you're going with the Squarespace site, Squarespace has a basic form where it lets you capture a couple of leads and build a list and stuff. So at the beginning, you can start with Squarespace and then graduate up to HubSpot. Although I would recommend starting with HubSpot from day one, because the first tier is free and it's basically all you need for that. Then, so you have your website, you have a way of capturing leads and building lists of customers and having them reserved. How do you find your clients? Okay, so one of the ways to get found this day and age is with PPC, and that means Google Ads, and Meta ads. Okay. Google ads, basically, if your business is more serious, require a bit of budget, they tend to be expensive, it's competitive. So if you're running like a SaaS startup in Spain, for example, you definitely need Google ads. Even if you're running, like, let's say, you're running a real estate company, very competitive, at top market, definitely Google ads. Or if you're like a lawyer, English-speaking lawyer, stuff like that. But Meta ads work out really well if you're more for like local businesses. So if you're running like a bar or quiz night at the local pub, things like that, Meta ads will be great because the same little promotion you're doing locally, you can just run that as an ad, and then people can share with their friends and come on the night, and et cetera, et cetera. So a lot of local pubs have had quite success using Meta ads for that. Meta also includes Instagram. Instagram is super popular right now, and the cool thing about running Meta ads is that when you do run them on Instagram, then Instagram allows links in the actual post. So one of the few ways we can actually get links in post. So even better. So if you're in social media, then you absolutely need design. And now, again, your cousin, your friend, this is something that you as an entrepreneur need to take upon yourself to make sure that your design is professional. And there's 2 tools out there that I recommend. There's one tool called Canva that everyone's using. Pretty easy to use. Has a lot of pre-built templates. You can start off Canva and be creating banners for social media immediately. But sooner or later, you need to graduate to the big guns, which is basically Photoshop and Illustrator, and which is all the design tools that come with Adobe. Feel free to start with Canva, but the sooner you get into Photoshop and those tools, the better. The beauty of the Adobe suite is that it comes with so many tools. You can edit video, you can create logos, you can do all sorts of stuff. So it's really, really good value for what they charge, which is not super cheap, but it's pretty good value for the amount of tools that they give you. Okay? So now the not so secret weapon, SEO. Now as an entrepreneur, the minute you launch a website, you're gonna be here. Oh, you need SEO, you need SEO, you need SEO. But what exactly is SEO, and is SEO still relevant today in this day and age of AI? The answer is yes. It's still relevant, if actually more relevant than ever, because the bots, AI, they actually rely on SEO to give results. Okay, the only difference is it's the AI bot who's doing the search online. You can even see it yourself when you go into any of these bots, ChatGPT or whatever. When you ask for a query, it'll show you the sites that it's actually looking, and you can see, oh, it's searching this site, Reddit or whatever. So it's doing SEO. It's doing a search. So you need SEO. SEO is basically to optimize your site to be found either by humans or by these bots that at the end of the day, they're searching on behalf of a human anyway. So at the end of the day, your site, your information, your blog is going to be served to a human. And it really doesn't matter if it's the actual human who's doing the search or a human itself, because at the end of the day, it's going to be consumed by a human, right? So one thing you need to know about SEO is that it's basically divided in 2 main categories. So you have the content itself, and then you have the technical side. So you need to clean up your site technically for SEO, and they have a couple of tools. SEMrush is a really popular one for that, and Ahrefs. Now these tools cost money, but they're worth it because they'll pinpoint any issues on your site that is preventing the Google's bots to review your site, or nowadays AI bots from reviewing your site. And if your site has issues like broken pages, things like that, the first time you run a technical SEO report on SEMrush, you'll find so many mistakes on your site that you need to clean up. So those tools are great. But to begin with, if you just getting launched, you can just use the free tool, Google Search Console, and this will focus on keywords. Basically, these are the keywords that customers or users are searching. They'll tell you how many searches each keyword is bringing in, and that basically use that information to create content. Because at the end of the day, at its core, what SEO is you're responding to people's questions about your business. So somebody has a need. For example, here in Spain, a lot of expats are probably looking for, I need a English-speaking real estate company. So your job as an SEO entrepreneur, you have to basically create content and create landing pages that answer that query. Hey, we're the best English-speaking real estate agency in Malaga, or whatever, and things like that, and so forth. And then the technical side is to make sure that your site works. Next thing, email marketing. Now, once you've captured your leads, once you have those lists of people that have approached your site and submitted forms asking you more information about your business or whatever, you start building these lists. Now, these lists are pure gold because they're yours, right? These are people who came to you asking for a service, and they sign up your newsletter, and they're interested in your content, they're interested in your services, right? So by using HubSpot or MailChimp or even the basic tools that come with Squarespace, you are then free to send them a weekly newsletter with the top of the latest information about your business. And what works particularly well if you have a niche, let's say you're a lawyer or you're a real estate agent, you can then send a newsletter about what's the current state of the real estate market in the Costa Blanca or whatever, And this is a way of staying top of mind of your clients. And the best thing about it is that it belongs to you. You don't have to pay Google or whatever to send out your email to your own customers that sign up for you. Okay? Analytics. Don't skimp on the analytics. Many entrepreneurs, don't think about analytics until it's too late. You have to start thinking about analytics from day one. If you're not measuring, you're just guessing. Google Analytics 4 is free, and the minute your site gets built, have it attached to your site, and then you can go in every day and see where the traffic on your site, where it's coming from, which not just where in the world it's coming from or which city it's coming from or country. You can also see what source. So do they come from Google? Are they coming from Facebook? Are they coming from paid ads? Are they coming from organic? Are they coming from AI? Who's sending you traffic? Okay, and then also which pages on your site are getting the traffic. So are they going to your homepage? Are they going to a blog? Oh, this blog is working really well. So it looks like your clients are really interested in blogs about supermarkets. So then you might want to write another blog about supermarket and things like that. So the analytics will tell you the truth. Okay, that's the beauty of digital marketing, is that analytics don't tend not to lie. And if your clients are telling you this is the page that they're interested in, it's all there in black and white when you pull up the Google Analytics. Okay, so it's free. You might as well use it. There's another tool called Hotjar that shows you where in your site people are clicking, and that's really good if you're redesigning your site or if you're trying to find out why are people not converting. Then it helps you learn. Oh, okay, people are clicking in this button or that button, and you can A/B test, change buttons around. So that's another tool that you can use. But Google Analytics 4 is free and it's a must. Make sure you install it once your site is created, the first day. Once your site is created, install that. Photography. Good photography sells, and even more so now in this day and age of AI slop images. Okay. Particularly for local businesses, people trust real images of your business, your actual real photos of your pub or real photos of your event, things like that. By all means, if you're running like an Airbnb or a nice hotel, get high quality professional photography because that sells, right? That helps sell. Put it on your website. Put it on anywhere you're promoting your site, your hotel, because people see these photos and say, "Wow, okay, I want to stay in the hotel because it's just photos look fantastic." Google Maps, okay? Put yourself on the map, which is Google Maps. If you run a physical business, like not a SaaS, or even if you run a SaaS, take advantage of creating a Google Business profile. This is also free, and it's crucial if you're in a certain particular town. A lot of expats have businesses that are like kind of regional, local to that area. So if you're running a pub or you're running a real estate agency in Torrevieja, for example, You have to be on Google My Business. It's not just your address and your phone number and all that. You can actually post content there. You can post get leads from there. There's a form in there where your clients can contact you and submit requests. Take advantage of that. So anytime you put out a piece of content, or anytime you do an event or whatever, make sure you also put it in your Google My Business and keep that up to date. And the amount of times that I found businesses just driving around Spain and looking up on Google My Business or Google Maps, right? Just yesterday I was checking hotels up and down the north coast in Galicia, and Google Maps is so useful because it'll show you all the hotels and all the pubs and all the restaurants along the road. So it's a great tool. For example, someone's planning a road trip. Just by pulling in the map, they'll find your business if you're on their route. So make sure you're in Google My Business, okay? And last but by no means least, don't underestimate traditional media, especially now with how strict people are going with their privacy. Traditional media still reaches those reticent people who like don't accept any cookies or so for expats in Spain, if you're selling a product or service for other expats in Spain, English speaking ones in particular, Olive Press is still a great resource. If you're in real estate, make sure you're in a place in the sun. Bay Radio, English station for expats, and the reason these traditional marketing tools still work is they work even better in combination with all your digital marketing. So if you have all the previous 9 digital marketing tools that I've talked about, if you have all of those set up correctly and humming correctly and ready to capture leads and giving out good content and a website that's looking great, then when people see an article about your business in Olive Press and they land on your site, then your site looks good, looks professional, and it's ready to capture leads. And people will be like, oh yeah, look at these guys. I read about them in Olive Press, or I heard about them on Bay Radio, or I saw them on A Place in the Sun. Here's their website. Here's their social media. It's looking good. The photos look great. And you have HubSpot to capture those leads, nurture them, and then eventually sell to them and keep them as customers for the rest of life. So that's it. Top 10 digital marketing tools that you need to run your business in Spain. And if you feeling a little bit overwhelmed and you can't possibly do this all alone, there is help. We actually partner with Caliente Content. They're a digital marketing agency specifically designed to help English-speaking expats in Spain. It was founded by English-speaking expats in Spain themselves, so they know what you're going through. They understand your struggles, and you can use them as much or as little as you need. They can either become your own digital marketing department. They'll run everything for you, or they'll look at your site, they'll look at your issues, they'll listen to what your needs are, and then figure out, okay, this is what you need. Let's come up with like a 3-month plan so to get you from where you are now to where you need to get, and then they'll teach you how to use the tools, and then off you go on your own. So they work either way. So there is it. This year's GuiriGuru tip of the day. Stay tuned for more tips and travel logs so you can not just survive in Spain, but thrive. Ciao. I'm going to have another San Miguel because it's 120 degrees out there. Ciao.